Now here's another thing that's been heating up in the video Vixen game. God-given assets versus Beverly Hills assets. Like, what's going on with that?
So you might know her as Lola Monroe, the rapper, but long before the music she jumped onto the scene as Angel Lola Love, and I remember seeing her in Lloyd Banks' Hands Up video, and I was like, who is that? She also appeared in Kanye's Good Life, and over time she became one of the most recognizable hip-hop vixens in hip-hop. Now lately Lola Monroe is nowhere to be seen. I mean, she was once in seemingly every single hip-hop video and then she vanished. So I guess the question is, what happened to Lola Monroe, aka Angel Lola Love? Angel Lola Love was born Freshgenet Melaku on October 23, 1986, right in the heart of Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
Yeah, you actually have a kind of an interesting name. It's an Ethiopian name,
yeah,
I take
Ethiopian. It's Freshgenet Melaku, and Freshgenet means fruit of heaven, and Melaku means angel, which is my nickname.
And if you don't know by now, Ethiopia has some of the finest black women you've ever seen. Now, she didn't have a regular childhood. Her grandfather was a top general under Emperor Haile Selassie, Ethiopia's last emperor before the monarchy fell in 1974. So, from day one, there's this legacy of power, royalty, and boss energy running through her veins. But then, things change for Angel. When she's just a young girl, her family moves to the US, landing in Washington. And just like that, the royal legacy fades into the background and it's replaced with a tough American life. By the time she's 12 years old, she finds refuge in writing. She begins to write poems and lyrics, not just for fun, but as a way to cope. And then things get even harder. At just 15 years old, her relationship with her parents completely breaks down. She ends up on her own, navigating the streets of DC, trying to survive. But this is where her story begins to take shape. Music becomes her lifeline. She writes R&B songs to cope with heartbreak, family trauma, and survival. So it's 2006 and Angel is still grinding, but then a chance moment happens. One photographer goes, "Who the hell is that?" And almost overnight, her world begins to change. Angel has this unforgettable look. She's got this striking beauty, soft, angelic features, and she has curves that makes men go, damn, I like what I see. Soon after this, the calls keep coming in. Kanye West, Trey Songz, 50. In fact, 50 in particular takes her under his wing and helps to jumpstart her career.
Do you have a favorite music video you've done?
I like them all in different ways.
Okay.
You know?
I get money.
Yeah, that was 50. 50 helped me a lot in the game.
He gave you
as
advice,
a model.
right?
Yeah, he gave me advice. He kind of helped kick me off.
And this is when she reinvents herself for the first time, becoming Angel Lola Love. She then becomes one of the highest paid video vixens of the 2000s, appearing in Kanye's Good Life, earning her about $11,000 in one go. Then she appears in Trey Songz' Wonder Woman and Lloyd Banks' Hands Up. And with every single music video she appears in, she leaves a lasting impression. Now, if you think about Lola Love's look, I'm talking about the thin waist, tiny thighs, and fat, behind. And to me, it looks like a BBL, but who knows? It's almost like Lola Love pioneered that look, the one that Black China, Kim Kardashian, and Nicki Minaj took on. I mean, back then, it wasn't very normal to see a woman with a thin waist, thin legs, and then a huge behind. It was just unheard of. So Angel helped to cultivate this image in hip-hop, and I don't think she's recognized for it. Now by 2007, she steps away from modeling entirely. No drama, no scandal. She was just thinking, look, I need to do something else with my career. She even gets a body reduction, removing the one thing that got her famous. But why did she do that? Well, according to her, she wanted to be taken seriously, not for how she looks, but for what she has to say. And just like that, she ends the chapter on Angel Lola Love and begins her transformation into Lola Monroe, the artist.
Right, Lola Monroe is the name that I go by as an artist. Angel Lola Love was a creative persona for the modeling aspect of my career. Lola Monroe represents who I really am, who I've been from day one, just me and my character and everything all around.
So it's 2009 now, and Angel Lola Love is officially retired. The older version of her was iconic, bold, and temporary, and it was only designed to open doors for her, and it worked. She then reintroduces herself as Lola Monroe. But why Monroe? Well, obviously it comes from Marilyn Monroe. Angel was thinking, look, Marilyn Monroe is glamorous, powerful, and complex, and that's exactly who I'm trying to be with my career. So she chooses the name Monroe in order to say, I'm here to be the main character. So, to prove how serious she is, she begins her own label called Blue Rose Dynasty. Then she also begins to talk about something else, a movement she calls the bossette movement. To her, a bossette is not just a female version of a boss. It's deeper than money, deeper than status, and it means that you're fully in control of your career, your voice, your decisions, and your path.
You know, I drop a record every Monday for Monroe Mondays on Twitter at @the_Lola Monroe, and that kind of gives you an idea of my sound and my feel and what I represent, which is the bossette movement. And you know, just stay tuned. I'll be dropping a mixtape this summer.
Now, Lola Monroe was not just all talk. She then begins to drop music. She drops Boss Bitch's World in June 2009. Then she drops the Lola Monroe Chronicles, The Art of Motivation a few months later. That same year, she drops a collab tape, Untouchables. And by the time she drops her next project in 2010, called Batteries Not Included, people are beginning to pay attention. One of the standout tracks features Trina, a veteran co-sign that says a lot, proving she's earning respect from women that paved the way.
The game don't change, only change is the players.
Then in 2011, a huge moment appears for Lola Love. She gets nominated for the BET Best Female Hip Hop Artist Award. So at this point, Angel Lola Love was far removed from her modeling days and was now fully Lola Monroe. Now in 2011 of October, things get severely better for Lola Monroe. Wiz Khalifa, one of the biggest names in hip-hop at the time, is going, I really like her style and I think she would work perfectly with our label. So he publicly announces her as the first lady of Taylor Gang, and just like that, her visibility goes through the roof. She's now a part of a powerhouse collective, getting major tour exposure with Wiz Khalifa on the 2050 tour, and landing high-profile features, most notably on his own album ONIFC with a track called Initiation.
This is for them tailors, this is for them tailors, this is for them tailors.
Now at this point, Lola is going, I'm going to take full advantage of this opportunity. So she keeps working, keeps writing, and even goes on tour when she's 6 months pregnant. I mean, she was performing on stage with a baby bump. And that's the kind of work ethic you cannot fake. During this time, she also drops a mixtape number 5 called Lipstick and Pistols. And if you listen to this project, you can tell how far she has come. Her flow is better, her lyrics have improved, and she became even more versatile on tracks.
Strategical when dealing with these cynical motherfuckers. My pinnacles undercover, so they critical slumbers.
But here's where things go left. By September of 2013, Lola tells the world, look, I'm not a part of Taylor Gang anymore. And there was no drama, no beef, there were just plenty of business differences.
Congratulations for being on Taylor Gang, First Lady of Taylor Gang.
Thank you.
How'd you meet Amber Rose? Like, cause she put you on to Taylor Gang, right? Told him about you?
Well, me and Amber Rose met at an event we both got booked to host. So we met there, you know, had a great conversation off the break, you know, and we both come from humble beginnings and we've been through some stuff. So we clicked and we exchanged contacts. We became cool. And Wiz was putting together his roster for Taylor Gang. Obviously, he wanted a female rapper. And he peeped my stuff. He loved my movement. He felt like it kind of matched what he had going on. Our business teams just couldn't see eye to eye. And that's all it was. You know, aside from that, it was, you know, a great experience. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to business, and it just didn't work out. And I felt like that situation wasn't for me, business-wise and contractually.
Now here's where the truth comes out. When Lola said she was a part of Taylor Gang earlier on, she was getting tours, she was getting featured and promoted, but according to her, they never finalized the deal. No papers were ever signed, and this means that she had no legal commitment to stay with Taylor Gang. Now I think what really happened in this situation is that when Angel joined Taylor Gang back in the day, she assumed getting with Wiz would boost her career tremendously, and it did. But I think she was hoping for the same kind of success that Nicki Minaj had. But if we were to keep it a buck, how many people actually remember any verses that Lola Love has spit? Give me your top 5 Lola Love songs, right? And that's the problem. Even though she was with Taylor Gang, even though she was dropping mixtape after mixtape, it's almost like there was a ceiling above her that she could not get through. So after leaving Taylor Gang, Lola takes a breath and she builds. Around 2013, her son comes into this world, one called Brixton Royal, and she welcomes her son with her partner, King Los.
Which is your son's name? Please tell us a little bit of history why your son's called Brixton. Tell us.
Well, we loved the name Brixton, and then we found out it was a London. Well, we actually knew it was a London name, and it just fits him so perfectly. His middle name is Royal, so Brixton Royal.
A respected rapper in his own right. So being a mother changes everything. It shifts her focus, and she now focuses on being a mother and a romantic partner to King Los. She even went on to say, King Los taught me how to rap early on, and now he's showing up as a deeply supportive father too. So while the industry is going, what happened to Lola Monroe? If she's still dropping music, is she Taylor Gang? What's going on? Lola was busy doing the hard work behind the scenes, adopting a vegan lifestyle, leaning into spirituality, fixing her mental health, and focusing on her family. She then launches 2 businesses, Persuasions, a fashion accessory brand that taps into her style and image, and Vegan Goddess, a skincare line that focuses on wellness and clean living. So then in 2017, she makes another smart move. She joins the cast of E's reality series, The Platinum Life, one that follows her as an artist, a mother, and a businesswoman. So in 2018, Lola Monroe goes, I need another image rebrand. And she introduces a bold new persona, Mother Meow. Alongside this persona, she decides it's time to drop new music, and she drops songs like Blah Blah and Back in 2020 featuring King Los, reminding people that she still cares about the art form of hip-hop, and she hasn't given up on the craft.
Hey, back on a ooh, yeah. Right back in my spot, Act like I ain't me, like I ain't plot.
But despite all this music, Lola was thinking, I don't need to drop music anymore to make money. I've got my businesses, I've got my family, and whether people like to admit it or not, I've made a small mark on hip-hop. So where's Angel Lola Love now? She's in this rare space where her music, her motherhood, her mental health journey, and her businesses all coexist. They support each other. And now, she gets to make music purely because she wants to, and not because she has to. So, that's the story of Angel Lola Love, or Lola Monroe. What happened to her in your opinion? Let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next video.